All right, so we're going to keep on with our little series of how my thinking leads to eating. And what we're going to do for the next few videos is we're going to take some really common scenarios that you no doubt have had play out in your head that have led to self-sabotage and kind of dissect how this is happening, right? So one of the things, and I've been answering questions now specifically on weight loss, weight management, since 2012 for the show. And I, of course, have one-on-one coaching clients, so I get a much more intimate look into their thinking, and they share things with me. And what's cool about that is I could literally have 4 or 5 calls in a day. And if they're all struggling with the same kind of thought, it generally shows up with the same questions in their head. They ask me the same questions. How can 5 people, 5 different states that don't know each other, all be struggling with the same ideas, have the same questions, and I'm answering them 5 times almost identically? How is that possible? Because our thinking is more consistent. Our thinking about certain things plays out in a consistent way. You may have different characters playing different parts, but generally speaking, when I position these questions, what you'll need to do is look at them through a more general broad brush, okay? So here's the one we're gonna cover today. I hear this a lot. What if I get to my goal weight and I can't manage the maintenance calories I'm gonna have at my goal weight? What if I get to my goal weight and I gain the weight back? What if I get injured and I can't exercise anymore? What if I get to my goal weight and my spouse partner doesn't find me attractive anymore? What if I get to my goal weight and I lose some relationships because the people that I have them with right now are not very health conscious and they might view me differently? Now, what are all those questions? And you may have asked them of yourself many times. What do all of those questions have in common? They're all fears of what will happen in the future. What if I can't adjust to my calories? What if I can't keep the weight off? What if it affects a future relationship or my current relationship? What if? Why does your lower brain do that? And often, sometimes when you're even seeing success, which makes even less sense, right? This is what people will say to me: Heather, I'm doing so well, I'm making so much progress. Why is it now that I'm panicked and struggling about this idea, right? Like, why are these coming into my head? Your lower brain wants to protect you from having any type of future problems like you've had in the past. So if you're somebody who has dieted in the past and you have regained the weight, you have had relationships get affected, all of these things, right? Your lower brain only can predict the future based on what's happened in the past. It doesn't understand all the current new knowledge you have, all of the things you've actually learned from those past experiences. It just goes, what's happened to him or her in the past? We will assume that's the prediction for the future. And so when we see those questions popping up, what that is it's your lower brain trying to problem solve. If you go back to video number 1 that we already recorded about how your lower brain's trying to protect you, it's trying to keep you from future death and pain and, having all these issues. And so it starts to ask all these questions. It's putting a lot of worry and panic and anxiety into what may or may not happen in the future. And then it follows up again. It's creating all that anxiety inside you. Oh my gosh, yes, what if I can't eat X amount of calories when I get to my goal weight, even though that's a year away? You start to kind of get into it, right? And you start to feel your own anxiety and stress rise. And then what happens is you end up eating food in a way that doesn't serve you, even though you're making great progress. You're like, why did I just do that, right? Well, it's because your lower brain was fixated on this idea of you failing, wanting to protect you from failing, only based on past experiences, and it's predicting the future. It's problem solving the future that has yet to occur. Ginning you up with all this anxiety and stress, bring in food. And it's ultimately going to say things like, yeah, it's okay. You've got so far to go, have the food. It's not there to support you in getting to your long-term goal. That's your higher brain. Your lower brain wants to protect you from falling down again feeling pain, embarrassment, discomfort. It's trying to save you from those things. So by knowing this, you are now empowered. When my brain goes to the future, starts what-ifing me to death about what if I can't make it on these calories? What if I get injured and I can no longer work out? What if my spouse and or friends have an issue with my current weight? When it starts taking you there, I want you to immediately know lower brain, not my higher brain. It's using my past to predict my future. It's creating stress. And the best thing to do, shut the conversation down. How do you shut the conversation down? You don't follow that stream of thinking. You say, oh, I see what's happening here. I'm not now going to try to answer that. Well, you know, I might do this or I might do that. And so you can almost engage with that conversation. I know I did many times where it's like it would pose these questions. Well, what if this happens? What if that happens? You know, what are we going to do in this scenario? You know, and here's Heather going, well, let me actually ponder that. Let me answer these questions that I have no idea because I can't see into the future. I just chose to say, nope, these are in the future. What can I do today? These are in the future. What can I do today? I can't shut my lower brain off. It's going to do its thing. I can choose not to engage it in conversation. I can choose to not answer it. I can choose to know what it's doing and choose not to go there with it. Okay, you see the power I have right there? So when you hear those what if questions, when they're about the future, when it's about something to do with your food, your exercise, your relationships, all the stuff, clothes, when should I get rid of my clothes? These are all things about the future. Just do what you can do today. Focus on today. Your brain is trying to take you into the future, and some things may even sound like they're in a way positive. If it's going to the future for future outcomes and predictions, it's not helpful, because today is where all your power is. Today is where you can make a difference, right? Not 5 months into the future, not a year into another way. What if I'm not at this weight by this date? Or what if I'm not losing at this rate? Like when we start to project our weight loss into the future, same thing. We can't know how much weight we're going to lose by a certain date. That was one of my really big tailspins. I had it all mapped out. When it didn't start to happen, my lower brain would come in and use that as proof that I, in fact, was not going to be successful. So why even try? Right? And then, of course, what did Heather do? She ate a lot of food. She kind of stopped doing the process because she believed her lower brain. Choose not to believe your lower brain. Choose not to engage in conversation with it. Choose to shut it down. That's our lesson for today. All right, guys, I'll be coming back with some other ones. We're going to talk about the scale. We're going to talk about some other issues that I see getting in the way. I hope you have a great day. Please like and subscribe. And I'm really hoping the How My Thinking Leads to Eating is helping you guys. All right, I'll talk to you soon.